All right, and we're back. We're going to continue with lists now and look at how we pass lists to a function and how we return a list from a function. So here we have, just like any other variable, you can pass a list to a function as an argument, and you can also return a list from a function. So here we have total function.py. You have a list called numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And the purpose of this function is it takes a list and it totals the values in the list and returns the total of those values from the list. So here is a list called numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and here is the function getTotal. And to getTotal, you pass a list just by giving it a parameter name, just like you would any other variable. So you don't need the open and the close square brackets or anything of the sort. You just give it a parameter name. And for here, for the function deals with the list using the name of the formal parameter that's used to pass in the list. So for num in value list, total plus equal to num. And it returns the total. And so when we run this program, when we run this program in the Python shell, this is what we come up with. We say run module, and the total is 30, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and you can do the math, and the total does come out to 30. So now we look at returning a list from a function. We have numbers is equal to get values. Numbers is a list, and you're going to get the values. Print the numbers in the list are print numbers. So numbers is a list. For the list, we're going to get the values. So let's see here how the function deals with it. It's a function that doesn't take in any parameters. We have values is equal to a blank list. And then we say while again is equal to y if you want to add another number. You enter a number, and then to this values list in the function, we append the number, every number that is added. Print, do you want to add another number, and so on until we have as many values as the user wants to enter into the list. And then what do? We just return the list just like you would return any other variable. You just say return, and you say the name of the list. Now, if you remember from your readings, when you copy a list into another list, you just say the name of the list you want to copy on the right side of the assignment operator, and you say the destination name on the left side. And that's essentially what's happening here. The function getValues is returning a value, which is values, and the values from the values list are being copied into the numbers list. Okay, let's run this. Enter a number 6, enter a number 5, y for yes, enter a number 8, y for yes, 1001, y for yes, -9, and n for no. And here is our list, the numbers in the list. 6, 8, 1001, 1009. And where are these numbers coming from? They're coming from here. And where are the values being populated? The values are being populated in the function in the list values. And the list values is returned out of the function. The elements in the list are then copied into the list numbers. And what you see printed here is the list numbers. Okay, now, not only can you do this, you can also write and read a list to a file. So here is a number list. You have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, outfile.open, numberlist.text. For item in numbers, outfile.write, and you write the end of line. And let's go ahead and open numberlist.text and look at what is in numberlist.text. And this is what is now contained in numberlist.text, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, converted to a string. Now you can now read numberlist. You can open the file numberlist.text in read mode, and you say numbers is equal to infile.readLines. What is the line? It's just one single number. Okay, and then we're going to convert back each item to an integer. Numbers subscript index, which is this list. Index starts out with 0, less than length of numbers. Length is the function that gets the length of a list, how many items in a list. And remember, the last subscript of an item in the list is 1 less than the size of the list. So we say int numbers index, index is equal to index plus 1, print numbers. So this is how you do functions in a list, and this is how you return from a function in a list, and also how you convert from and also how you read and write from a file. Excuse me. Right. Now, the next thing is that there is another structure in Python known as a tuple. A tuple is different from a list in that tuples, lists are sequences of the same type of stuff. And in the list, you deal with the whole item, which each item individually. Tuples are generally sequences of different types of stuff, and you deal with the tuple as one coherent unit. Tuples are also immutable, unlike lists, which means their contents cannot be changed. Although it's a sequence very much like a list, its contents cannot be changed, unlike a list. Okay. Tuples are the functional individual functional items of a tuple and a list are functionally related, and tuples are used to represent some items that are possibly sequences of the same kind of stuff, and that can be treated as one single unit. Okay, that is the end of lists and tuples. You can read more about these in your textbook, and you can work out the short answer questions, the algorithm workbench, and the programming exercises at the end of the chapter. Thank you.